Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.
You are watching Conversations with Jennylyn, and today I'm bringing you one of the favorite people who's been on my show in the past. And his name is Avinash Rajput, and he is a part of the Shiv Shankar Singh Foundation in India. And India has been in the news for doing great things this week, and we've been trying to connect and do a second show for a while and weren't able to find a time that synchronized so we could do it. But today is that day. And Avinash, it's great to do this with you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much once again.
So Avinash, I've been following you and all the wonderful things that you do for the people in India. So for those people who didn't see you when you were on my show the first time, why don't you share a little bit about where you live in India and what you do there?
I live in India in a small state of Bihar.
You live in the state of Bihar. Yeah.
Bihar, yeah. Where Nalanda University located, and got Samrat Ashoka belong to Bihar. Aryabhat belong to Bihar, who gave the number 0, Aryabhat, who is from Bihar.
Could you say that again? I missed.
Aryabhat, who gave the number 0 to world. He is also from Bihar.
Okay, got it. So are you North India, South India, East, West? Where is it located in India?
I'm from North India.
North India. Okay, so Bihar is in North India for anybody watching who is not familiar with the geography. So you must be a proud citizen of India because last week you guys launched a rocket on the moon to study the sun. And after 4 months of an unmanned journey, you safely landed on the moon. That is a huge accomplishment, right?
Yeah.
Are you? You guys are the first in the world to do that, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little, do you know much about it? Can you share what you know? Like, who is the company who did it? What's the name of the company who launched the rocket?
ISRO.
Oh, okay.
ISRO launched ISRO is like a NASA,
It's like NASA. So it's your version of NASA. Well, congratulations. I'm really happy that you guys succeeded in doing this because a lot of the countries that the world considers third world are oftentimes capable of so much, but a lot of times they lack the resources or the skills. But lately, a lot of good stuff is coming out from many countries around the world and not just the United States. So that's really great. So tell me about the Shankar Foundation that you are a part of. What is it, and what is the purpose of it?
Yeah. Mainly, I'm the founder of the Shankar Singh Foundation. It's non-profit organization.
Okay.
And we work all over India with the help of the Shankar Singh Foundation. And we also work in Silicon Valley with the help of this foundation.
Oh, you work with the Silicon Valley in California?
Yeah.
What do you do there? What does the foundation do in California?
Yeah, my uncle do in California. So Shiv Shankar Singh is my uncle.
Okay. So,
okay,
let me understand this straight so that people listening will understand what we're talking about. So this Shankar Foundation is founded by your uncle, and your uncle lives in the Silicon Valley in California. Is that
Yeah.
correct? And your foundation takes care of people in different parts of India.
Yeah.
It's a non-profit organization that provides for
Yeah.
people around India.
Yeah. Mainly we work on health, education, and social welfare.
Pardon? Could you say that again?
Mainly, yeah. Mainly we work for the people uh, in the health sector, education sector, and social welfare
Oh, this
with the
is
help of this foundation.
wonderful. This is wonderful. So people in the health, education, and social welfare.
Sure. Yeah.
And you get the funding from your uncle in California, Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
This is remarkable. Is he the only person financing the foundation, or do you have other people that contribute?
Yeah. I have some people from United States and some in India. They they give donations.
And so, how do you get, like, when you receive the funding? How do you then distribute, and what do you do with that? How do you have nurses and doctors and teachers? Tell us a little bit about the foundation, because maybe other countries who aren't doing anything like this might want to find someone to finance a similar organization to help. There's so many people around the world who are struggling for basic essentials like food and healthcare and education. I mean, there's such a need around the world for this. So if they aren't doing it other places, maybe Avinash, you can set a trend. So tell us how you work, how it functions.
Yeah. Actually, we do work in education sector like in free of cost. We provide education for the children and also provide foods and
Yes,
so many things we provide like foods, like clothes, and so many.
yes, because I've seen you on Facebook often handing out food to
Yeah.
children, handing out different
Yeah.
things. I mean, I constantly see you doing this. And I just really admire that, because you are a young man and you have decided that you want to spend your life helping other people who are in need. You've told me in the previous interview that you want to come to the United States. Do you
Yeah.
want to come to live, or do you want to come to visit?
Yeah. I want to come to visit,
To visit, not to live.
not to live. Maybe in future I will live there.
Oh, India needs you. You can't leave. Who's going to feed the kids? Who's going to maintain your foundation? Well, it's my wish that you get the opportunity to visit the United States, but I really believe that the people will miss you if you leave. So you're doing such a great job there to help people who are in need. I have to ask you, how old are you, Avinash? If you don't want to share your age, don't. But if you don't mind, tell us, because it will encourage other people your age if they have the opportunity to do what you're doing.
Last time I have told you about my age
I forgot.
when we have done.
Sorry. It's been a long time. Tell me now.
Yeah, yeah. And now I'm 25 years old.
You are 25 years old. And when I first interviewed you, was that like 3 years or 2 years ago?
When I was, yeah, when I was 23 years old, that was my first interview with you.
I am so proud of you. You kept on going. You never stopped. I think I interviewed you during COVID, right? Was it during COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is okay, I'll get to that question in a minute. I am so happy that you have been able to maintain what you started, and you're helping so many people. What do you find the most challenging with what you're doing now?
You know, in where I live in Bihar, there is a lot of challenges. I face so much. You know, when I help some needy people, then people don't pay. People said he he's he's not doing a good job. You know, lots of things, and they told me about me very negative, and but I can't stop myself, and I do lot what I do,
So you're saying that when
and
you're,
I
yeah,
will not stop it.
I just repeat what I hear you say so that anybody watching will hear, because I don't think you're coming through clearly. So I'll repeat what I heard you say. And you say that you find while you're helping the people that you get a lot of negative feedback from people, that
Yeah, yeah.
they're not happy. Well, why do you think that is?
Because they think I will be a politician if I do social services. Then I will be a politician in this area. That's it.
Isn't that funny?
But I don't want to be.
They
Yeah,
don't
they,
they
they
don't
think.
want you to be a politician.
Yeah,
Why not?
they, they think if I do social services, then the people think Avinash will be a politician in the future. That's why they say negativity about me.
But I'm
And
confused. What
but
is wrong with you becoming a politician? As a politician, as an honest politician, if there's any such thing. Sorry, my personal
eh,
opinion. If
but
what is wrong with you becoming a politician? Because as a politician, you're in a better position to help them. Am I correct or no?
yeah, yeah. But here in India, politician is a very corrupted.
It's a very
So
what? In India, a politician is
very
what?
very corrupted.
Can I add? I don't
That
think it's only in India. I'm sorry, that's my personal view, and I'm gonna get killed probably one day because I'm told I'm very opinionated. I think everybody should have opinions, but my opinion
yeah,
is you are correct. I share your opinion.
yeah.
So let me ask you, do you have any aspirations to become a politician?
Maybe I will be in future. I will become a politician.
Can I get can I
But
get
but 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 I will be good politician, not bad, not a corrupted.
you'll be a good politician, not bad.
Yeah,
So this is how I feel. And what the heck do I know? I've never been in the political arena as an adult in the United States, but in my country where I grew up, I was very vocal and involved on some levels in the political arena. But I can tell you that my personal belief is good people become politicians, and then once they take that seat in the office, sometimes they have to shove their own personal philosophy and integrity and all this stuff gets shelved because they don't make decisions independently. They have to go with the flow. And sometimes the flow takes them down some muddy waters that makes them appear to be a different person than the one that campaigned. And that's my personal opinion, but it's just an opinion. I have no evidence to turn it into a fact. So, can we get a promise from you that you are going to become India's, I don't want to say first, but one of India's honest politicians? Can we
yeah.
get
I promise.
Oh,
I
okay.
will.
You're making a promise on the World Wide Web that you are going to be one of India's first honest politicians.
Yeah,
All
definitely I
right.
will.
So the people are giving you a rough time because they're worried that you are going to become a politician, and that so do they believe you're doing all this because you have political aspirations? Is that what they think? Did you hear the question?
Yeah, no, no.
I was
Can
asking you, yes, let me repeat it. Do the people of India that are a little bit hostile toward you and complain, is this because they think what you're doing now to help them is your path to your political aspirations, and so they're unhappy with you?
yeah,
Well, I'm confused. If someone is helping me now, I would be grateful for what I'm getting now and what they do with their future. Why does that matter to them? Why does it matter to them now? If you're helping them now, if they need help and you're helping them now, why are they complaining about what you do with your future? And why do they feel they have a right to tell you what to do with your future? You're only 25. Did you understand the question?
No, I did not understand. Can you
Okay, I'm
explain me?
asking you if they need help and you have
Yeah,
organized help for them. Why do they care about what's going to come tomorrow? If I need help and someone is providing help for me, and I haven't got to pay for it, why would I worry about what that person is doing with their future, or what gives me the right to decide if they should become a politician or a lawyer or a teacher? That's very strange. No? Is that
yeah.
how culturally, is that what it's like culturally in India? Because I've never gone to India.
Actually, there is lots of issues here. You know, uh, if if you help to someone, that they don't think they think he's helping me for a reason. That's why.
Well, Avinash, in countries like India, living in the United States, we hear so many different stories about different
Yeah,
countries,
yeah,
And these days, you have to be careful what you hear, because I've been waking up to some facts that I've been hearing for like at least the last 10 years. And I kept thinking that's craziness and brushing it aside. But it's starting to become a reality, and it's not really craziness. And I've noticed in the world, when people don't want you to know the truth, they try to block it as much as they can, and they push in your face what they want you to believe. And then as people start waking up to these things that keep on being hidden, they have certain band-aids, they call them conspiracy, misinformation, whatever tag they want to put on it so that people don't believe it, because they have an agenda as to why they don't want you to believe it. And I would imagine that this exists in every country, not just India. It's here in the United States. It's everywhere because there are people everywhere. So I'm bringing this up to tell you that you're 23 years old and you saw a need in your community where you live. You created a foundation where you are
now
helping.
I'm 25 years.
Now you're 25. So for the
Yeah,
last 2 years, you have been doing so much for your community. And instead of gratitude, you're getting criticism, is what you're telling me, right?
yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel very good and from inside,
So,
I'm very happy because uh, I love to do a social service and help the poor, and it's very good for me.
it's good for you
I
because you
love it.
feel great when you help people, right?
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it so
Yes.
much.
Yes. So what are the plans for the future of the foundation? And are your are your financiers going to be able to continue doing this?
Yeah, I think my in future I want to do a social service in all over world with the help of my foundation
You're such a
because
sweetheart. So you want to help the world. You want to
yeah,
expand out of India.
yeah, yeah.
There's
I
no
expand in the well,
Well, there's need around the world. So that is really admirable. Um, and what I think it's important, and I see that you have this quality, is when you are doing something like what you're doing and you're getting backlash and you're getting criticism and people are, instead of thanking you, making accusations, is that you are brushing it aside and you're continuing on with your mission. And that is so important, because I started my television show 12 years ago in a community station in the Silicon Valley of California. And I have to tell you, people said all sorts of crap. I was wasting my time. I have since gone on to interview some amazing world leaders. So, they're leading in technology, and I didn't listen to what people had to say. And my advice to you is not to listen, to keep your goal in mind. You're helping people. That is huge. And continue doing that, because at the end of the day, you need to listen to what you're being told inside in your heart, because you're being guided and you're doing a good thing. Tell me and my viewers, or the people watching this, tell us what your plan is for this foundation for the next year.
Next year, I'm going to open a school for tribal community in India, and it will be free of cost.
So do you have
We
like
will we will provide free educations in school, and we will provide also food for the students.
oh, this is great. So you actually have a center. You have a center, you have a physical location.
Yeah, I have a physical location.
Okay, and so at that location is where you have the doctors and the teachers, and then you have the centers where you hand out food.
Yeah,
Oh, awesome. This is great. And so monthly you have food coming in, and who pays the teachers and the doctors?
our foundation will pay.
Okay, your foundation pays.
Yeah,
It would be great if you could get doctors and teachers to volunteer too. Do you have anyone doing
yeah,
that? You do.
yeah, we do.
Mhm. How large is it?
Actually, it will not be large or not small, so it will be medium.
Okay, good. And so weekly you have people coming for food, and you have
Yeah,
children getting education. And when people are sick,
yeah.
you have a medical center.
Maybe 100 children, maybe 100 children
You
will.
have 100 children in the school?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. That's remarkable. Congratulations. So at the end of the day, when you go home, you must feel very good about what you have accomplished each day. I think it's like 11 in India now, 11 p.m.
yeah. 11 people.
So what time does your day begin and what time does it end?
11 p.m. to 4 p.m.
You start 11 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Wow. So what haven't I asked you that you want somebody watching this interview to know?
What?
What haven't I asked you about your foundation or yourself that you want people who are watching this interview to know about your foundation, about where you live, about your country? Just tell us.
Pe- People should watch my interview because I'm doing a great job for the society and and in the country also. So they should watch.
You want people to watch this interview, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm asking you is, what do you want to tell us that I didn't ask you? Anything that you want to tell us as a 25-year-old Indian young man, gentleman, who started a foundation at age 23, and at age 25, you have a physical location with doctors, with teachers, and you serve food to over 100
Yeah.
people. Tell us what else you want us to know. Like, where did the idea to do this? What happened as a young child that made you choose to do what you're doing now?
Actually, because my inspiration is my uncle who lives in California. So what I do with the help of him, the, I learn lot of from him. So
We're having a hard time hearing what you're saying, and I feel like I'm the one doing all the talking because we're having a hard time hearing you. And I want when someone watches this interview to get what you're sharing. It's about you, not about me. So I want to make sure that I'm getting all of what you want people to know about your foundation, about your country, maybe if you want people to help. I mean, I feel like every time you look on the internet, someone is asking for help. We're having disasters. We're having tornadoes, whatever, fires, people are losing jobs. The world is in a place where so many people need help. So there's every time you turn on a video or something, there's someone asking for help. So I think what I'm asking you is to tell us or anybody watching this interview, because when I put it up, you do what you want with it. What is the whole purpose of this interview? You asked me to do the interview. What did you want people to know when we did it?
if people watching me in all over world, so I want help from them because what I'm doing, it's all about funding. So if people raise fund for me, then we will do lots of services in the world.
Okay, so I'll repeat what I heard you saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. Avinash reached out to me and asked me to come on my show because he's hoping that he can get help from anybody watching this interview for the foundation that he started when he was 23 years old, where he is providing education, medical care, and food for over 100 people in his community. It's a foundation that is being founded by his uncle in the Silicon Valley, California, but they're asking for help because they need more funding to be able to sustain what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think this is what you're saying, right, Avinash?
Yeah.
So hopefully when we've completed this interview, you can send it to people who you think might be able to put it wherever, because you never know what help you will get. And I really hope that you get the help that you need because it's for a good cause. So we're almost out of time. Before we go, did we cover everything you want people to know?
Yeah.
We covered everything.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a shout out to your uncle in the Silicon Valley, California. I think I interviewed him also a couple of years ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did interview him on my show. So I sometimes I forget. I've done so many interviews, I forget, everybody that I've interviewed. But anyway, to Mr. Shiv Shankar Singh, we're giving you a shout out for the good work that you're doing in supporting the people of your country. He was originally from India, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's really admirable when we have...
He's originally from India and he lives in US from 56 years ago.
Yes, he lives in San Jose, California, but he's originally from India. So we're just giving a shout out to Mr. Shiv Shankar Singh in San Jose. He's a professor at San Jose State University. A shout out to you for giving back to the communities and the country from which you were raised. And on that note, I thank you so much, Avinash, and I really applaud you for spending your young life doing this wonderful foundation to help those who are in need. And I hope that you continue, regardless of negative feedback. Keep going because you are helping people. And whenever you're helping people, you can't go wrong. So Thank you so much for staying up late to do this interview. I'm sorry I couldn't do it sooner. And let's continue the good work. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching Conversations with Jennylyn. I always try to bring content that you can learn from or help or edify your soul. Sometimes hearing other people's inspiring stories really can strike a chord in us because it reminds us that there are still good people in the world. And I thank you again for watching Conversations with Jennylyn, when a conversation is all you need to be inspired. And we will see you next time. Thank you.
Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.